Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unboxing Faust. I have here my Walter Kaufmann dual language Faust. Um, I really do like the translation that we have, especially because it is open source, but Kaufmann is a little bit better, and I'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow in the bigger picture video. So I'll bring my Faust with me to hang out with my plants. But let's see what else I actually have in my box. These are actually two familiar objects. The first thing, the cross. We are talking about Christianity. We are talking about Christian figures. We are talking about the devil, Mephistopheles. We are talking about a Christian God. But we are also talking about what we might call a Nietzschean creative transformation of the Christian value of suffering. Okay, so we have the cross here. My mother was raised Missouri Synod Lutheran, very strict. She didn't attend church regularly. She didn't require it of us when we were children, but she definitely tried to impart what she thought were the best Christian values when growing up. My mother was always disturbed by the cross because she thought that it was a representation of Christ's suffering. So I think if we think about the Faust tale, we can actually see a Nietzschean creative transformation of something like Christian suffering, which we might also connect to Hooke's insatiable thirst or lust. I'm going to talk about those things, though, in my bigger picture video tomorrow, a little bit of a teaser. But for now, we'll just say that we are dealing with a creative transformation of Christian themes. All right, so the larger context of the Faust story is that the devil is sort of in heaven and makes this deal with God and these sort of heavenly angel figures, that he's going to be able to tempt away the best man. So who is the best man? Well, going back to Nietzsche, the one who's going to be the best at scientific truthfulness. So here enters Dr. Faust. Okay, and I'm going to say more about Dr. Faust and the Faust tale in the bigger picture video tomorrow as well, which I'm really excited about. Because the Faust tale really is, I mean, if we're talking about Germanic ethnic and identity, we have to talk about Goethe. We have to talk about Faust. For many people, this is the piece of German literature, period. Like, in terms of, like, importance, this is it, and this is the translation. But anyways, so you've got the devil who's gonna try to turn this good guy to the forces of evil. He's gonna try to corrupt Dr. Faust. Okay. And the way that he corrupts Dr. Faust is by offering him this deal, right? He's going to do whatever Faust wants. And then once the devil has satisfied him, then in hell, Faust will have to serve the devil, right? So the roles will sort of switch. And during the negotiation, during the discussion of this agreement, in that conversation, I don't know if you picked up on it, but Faust says, what, my word's not good enough? Faust wants something written, and he says he wants it written in blood. So this brings me to the second and the last thing in my box, which is our sacrificial vessel, a vessel for wine, which in the Christian tradition represents the blood of Christ. What a peculiar juice blood is, right? So we have this idea of blood as being this juice, right? What a weird way to talk about blood, because juice is something that we consume, right? And many Christians consume grape juice as the blood of Christ, or symbolically as the blood of Christ, right? So very clearly evoking these Christian themes. So we have this agreement. Ultimately, and I'll talk a little bit about this in the bigger picture when I talk about the larger Faust story, but ultimately what Faust gets from the devil, the way that the devil serves him, and he talks about this as he's negotiating this agreement, right, as he's signing this accord with the devil, what he wants from the devil are challenges to overcome. What he wants from the devil are suffering, striving, trying to get better, right? So here we go back to the creative interpretation of suffering on the cross, right? Not in a way that is negating life, but for Faust, it's in a way that's actually making him smarter and better. When we first sort of meet the Faust character, he's this sort of brilliant scientist, and then he sort of loses faith in science and he turns towards magic. So this is why he's willing to make the deal with the devil, is because he wants magical knowledge, sort of, maybe metaphysical knowledge, spiritual knowledge. But ultimately, our Faust gets these things not through magic, but through these challenges that the devil is giving him. Right? So what we have here is Faust as a representation of what we might call Christian truthfulness, in a way that allows him to make a deal with the devil and kind of win, which I'll say more about during my bigger picture video tomorrow. So I hope this helped you to sort of better understand the agreement between the two figures, Mephistopheles, the devil, and Faust, the scientist who is asking the devil for pain, suffering, striving, right? Why does he want these things? Well, because he wants to improve, he wants to creatively transform himself and become a better version of himself. So take care, everyone. I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and I hope your loved ones are too. And I will see you tomorrow.